You yell barracuda. Everybody says, huh? What? You yell shark. We've got a panic on our hands on the 4th of July.
Shut up. I'm rich. I'm richer than all this, you Hollywood trash.
A, you can never go too far. B, if I'm gonna get busted, it is not gonna be by a guy like that.
I'll be back.
Here's Johnny.
When you're working through finding the right people in your life, it can be tough in a digital world. With swiping apps, digits, it can be confusing. Well, on the Al Travis Show, we have Heather Dugan, our relationship expert, to help with all your relationship questions.
I love having Heather Dugan on the program. I think with how we're going to start this conversation, you ever hear that old story, doctor, don't doctor yourself or whatever, you can't doctor your own self? I think Dugan's in the same spot. We're going to talk digital relationships, and just before you go on, you mentioned you ran into an old digital friend.
Well, that's what he said. I only have his word for it.
Tell the story, because this is freaky.
Met. Yeah, but I don't think we actually had ever met before, because I would remember that. Although when somebody is wearing a bike helmet and glasses and has just about killed you,
Oh, you got to tell the story. No, tell the story here, because folks don't understand.
Okay. No, I love riding my bike, yes, amongst other things. And I am tooling along. It's in the evening and having a nice ride. And this
aimlessly, just so people understand, you weren't going to get something. You weren't to get something.
No,
you were just aimlessly riding in the woods.
The purpose was the joy of the ride, Al. I know this is a foreign place for you. Welcome to my world. So I'm riding along at park, and there's this blind curve, and I usually do like ding a bell or something just in case somebody's being really stupid on their turn there. But this guy came barreling around. He was on a road bike. I'm on a hybrid at this point, so he's speeding, and he came barreling around
on his bike.
Yeah, on my side though of the path. He's coming around. It's blind. I mean, there's bushes. It's blind turn, and I hit. I mean, you know how tires squeal? Yeah. I had squealing tires. I'm going into this guy. He was able to swing a little wide and stop. He sees me, kind of breathing a little heavy and panicked. And I did get hit by a car a few years ago. So I do have like a reaction to almost getting hit. And anyhow, he's like, "Are you okay?" And all this. And then he says, "We met on Bumble a few years ago." And I said, and I'm looking at we didn't have that long of an interaction, but I'm thinking, how in the world can anybody even, I can't even see his face. I've got a bike helmet, a ponytail, and sunglasses that cover most of my face, but I think he must have seen me on the trail some other times and put it together another time.
So, are you not putting this together, Heather? Call the cops. This is not, there's no,
he's not stalking me around a blind
You just
curve.
said he must have seen you other times on the cart path. He meets you on Bumble. He's interested, and he happens to almost run into you literally on.
Yeah, it happens. It's a blind curve. I know when people are being out of line on things. I don't think this was that. I do think
out of line running you over
police. I could not believe that he did that turn the way he did. But I'm alive, and I couldn't pick him out in a lineup, Al, because he was
he could find you in the dark and around a corner on a bike going too fast.
I have curly hair and I'm active. Those things I think make me memorable, probably.
Okay, I'm not saying you're not memorable. The fact you don't remember this knucklehead who's probably been watching you with binoculars on. Let me ask you this: how this ended? Here's how this ended. He goes, "I feel really sorry, Heather, for doing this. I apologize. Can I take you to a coffee or something to apologize?" He did, didn't you? He did, didn't he?
No. I rode off. I was glad to be alive, and I'm like, have a good ride. That's how we,
You got to be more protective of yourself, Heather.
You know what? Goodness. You're going to make me paranoid, Al. I'm going to be out there. The postman, I'm going to be like, he's here every day.
Some guy you happen to meet on Bumble happened to run into you on a bike. And by the way, we met. No, that's not, no.
It happens all the time. I remember years ago going miniature golfing with my kids, and some other man is miniature golfing with his kids. Now, he had the good sense not to say anything, and I did. I mean, we had had a couple conversations. And actually, the first guy that I seriously dated after I got divorced, he saw me in a Kroger shopping with my daughter, picking out salmon, and he had the good, I mean, he said he did like circle the bananas a few times, just trying to see if it was really me, but he had the good sense at least not to reach out in that moment. And we dated a couple of years. George was a great guy, but that was always kind of funny that he had spotted me because, people put pictures up and then you see them in real life and you're like, oh, they really are that person. So
how big a city do you live in? Roughly.
It's a big city. We're over 500,000 metro.
See, then this guy is after you. I live in Blue Earth. We have 3,500 people all in. I do give a little extra time when I go to the Quick Trip because you're going to meet somebody because everybody knows everybody. You're going to say, hey, they're doing your street, right? Yeah, they start. We're going to have a conversation. That's 3,500 people, been here 30 years. Okay. Somebody meets you on Bumble, then runs into you in a city of 500,000? No way.
Okay. Let me scale this down. This is in Westerville on a bike path, and we're a smaller community. So, and yes, you can take these bike paths everywhere from here, but I fully believe history. Al, though I will take it under advisement. I am going to have, what do you suggest I do next time?
I'd have a whistle and I'd have some bear spray and have it ready.
Okay, thank you so much.
Because this guy's going to accidentally go wandering around the banana section for you. That's where you're going to meet him next. Oh, really?
It does happen.
Here as well? Yeah. So you need to have bear spray and a whistle. And I do it right now.
I'm very quick in produce. I'm very quick in and out on the produce aisle.
Because I'm sure you won't carry weaponry. That'd be, as your dad, that's what I give you.
You are giving me a good reminder, though. I need to get bear spray figured out for my trip to the Pacific Northwest in September. So
for real bears.
Oh yeah, they're real bears there. Yeah, we're gonna go up in British Columbia. And
we don't even to go by. So. Why do we go into the bear territory? Why do we do that? Let them have their territory.
Well, the mountains are for everybody. Bears can enjoy them, but we like to enjoy them too. So anyhow,
okay. Do you think bears wander into the neighborhood bringing people repellent? No, we all have our separate places. Just live where you belong.
Al, thank you. It would be a lot simpler to live that way for sure. But
Trust
what
me,
I have to
I have a simple life. I have a simple life. This works
for you.
Until the AC went out. You don't know, my AC went out on Friday, had a storm, and we've been living in heat and humidity for 5 days. They just got it up and running yesterday. So thankful. How you people go out in the woods on purpose on hot days and just live there? Makes no never minds. What do you got? A chuck wagon coming up with the food later on when we circle the wagons?
You got to go high enough in altitude that the temperature cools down. That's how I keep cool, Al. You go high. That's what it is. You just need to like put your house on stilts. Maybe so I don't know.
This is you hike up mountains, getting hot and sweaty to get to the coolness. Here's Al trip. Go downhill to wherever the swimming pool is and get in there. Okay. Downhill, no effort, and we're not like
we should do trip itineraries and see whose trip people pick.
Oh, I'd win this. We're gonna talk about it. We'll talk about these folks over 80. Yeah. You sent me a deal. These folks over 80. It makes no sense to me. We'll talk about it right after this. I've got Heather Dugan, our relationship expert, on the Al Travis Show.
If it's your turn to host a game, Grandpa's Barbecue suggests you try something different. Put out the perfect barbecue flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. Add it to your ribs, dip the meatballs, or drench your wings in the original flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. It isn't too hot or spicy, fruity or smoky or whatever. Grandpa's Barbecue. Available in select stores and online at grandpasbarbecueshop.com.
Braver Angels Minnesota is part of a national movement that brings together conservatives, liberals, independents, and others to restore trust, respect, and goodwill in politics. We seek not to eliminate our differences, but rather deal with them head on, with respect and understanding. We do not try to change people's views, but how they view the other side. There will always be differences. Braver Angels Minnesota believes the best way forward is to change how we deal with those differences. Join the civil conversation at mn.braverangels.org.
amongst friends. The Al Travis Show. Nothing but talk.
We've got our Heather Dugan and our relationship expert. She sent me this story, which I thought was completely made up, but she swears it's not. They're over 80, and you can find them in the club. This is not true. I do not believe it for a minute, unless it's a polka club.
You know what? I love it. Europe has been a little more forward thinking on some of the loneliness epidemic stuff we've talked about. Now, this is Brussels, not UK, where kind of the big movement started. But, it's an understanding that, we still need social connection and mental stimulation, all those things. It makes life, it makes us want to live our lives longer when we can live them in a vibrant, kind of connected sort of way. So what they've done there, and I think it's remarkable, they are giving seniors the opportunity to go out and do, the dancing with the younger crowd and everything at nightclubs. Now it's after 11. I don't know if I personally would want to go out.
No, that's why this makes it doesn't make any sense.
They love it. There are pictures in there. Did you see these people having such a great time?
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to take
and
this
connecting
wrong.
with youngers. Mm-hmm.
You know I love you, right? So you're going to take this wrong, but you know I love you.
Okay.
But these are the freaky 80-year-old youths. That's who yes. They do it to be different. You go out of your way, because here's 80. I'm working with 80-year-olds. I got parents, I'm working with them.
Mm-hmm.
Our evening is getting him back home from the doctor appointment in time to have the brunch so that they can watch their favorite, Wheel of Fortune before hitting the bed. That's what 80-year-olds do. They're not out clubbing it. They're not out shaking it with the young kids. Take this, just the music and the loudness of it all. You can't
take out your hearing aids. That's what you do. There are adjustments that have to be made, Al. No. I mean, I always wear earplugs when I go in places like that because I want to protect my hearing. But, I do some things with people that are older and in homes. And, one of their big difficulties is access. There's a gentleman I've done some things with, and I've taken him to some like rallies. He's very into that kind of thing. We go to parks that, he can't get to on his own. We have plans to go bike riding. He does wear his helmet. I've been, but
is his name Joe Biden? No. Bad political joke thrown in for no good reason. That was terrible.
Yes.
My bad.
Okay, we will forgive you, maybe. But
here's the thing. Other than the bike riding, I get it. They need to get out. Got to do some stuff. I'm not against being out as long as you're in by dark, because let's be honest, nothing good happens after dark. But at a certain age, those things aren't clubbing. And don't tell me they're meeting friends that they can make forever, because the 20-year-old knows this isn't a forever friendship. This has got 10 years on the outside.
This isn't every week. This is a novelty to incorporate. Novelty gives us, we go on vacation because we want a different atmosphere. We want to do something different than our everyday. This is providing a different experience, and that sparks things in our brains and our bodies that are good for us. And it helps us kind of see things differently when we go back to our ordinary lives. So I think it's wonderful. Or
it could be this huge need to be the center of attention. Let me ask you this. I doubt you watch it. Do you watch Bachelor in Paradise?
No.
Golden Bachelor gal who lost, Leslie Fromm. She's from Minnesota, so I keep an eye on her. She's roughly our age, and they decide, because she's cute enough, fine by her, to go on Bachelor in Paradise, which is matching older folks on an island with all these young kids that are doing the wild thing to get picked on TV. They want to be on TV. It's that.
Right.
She got booted again. No hard feelings. I made great friends with a bunch of 20-year-olds. That's bupkis. It's bupkis.
And totally different than what I'm talking about, Al.
No, it's this exhibition thing. 80-year-old grandma goes out to the clubs with the 30-year-old. Woohoo! And it's like, you know what they're doing? They're taking up room on the floor, and they're saying, the kids really like me. Your kids thought you were a freak show. They thought the fact you didn't throw a hip is good enough by me.
Al, you are so judgmental. They enjoyed themselves. They danced with each other. Nobody forced anybody to come over. The people that were asked thought it was great, because you know what? I think a lot of those people would hope that they would not be stuck away somewhere with no access to any of the things that they enjoy now, just because they hit a certain number.
Or those people that were asked where grandma and grandpa taking up space in the floor and ruining your vibe knew that if they were honest like Al, that they would be made fun of as being judgmental. This took the vibe right out. Grandma's not doing shooters with Red Bull with me. It's not happening. Yes,
no.
It's a
It sounds
squelcher.
like Al has experience with this. He has deep-rooted problems with the whole concept. I'm getting this. Okay. No, I think, though, it doesn't have to be a nightclub, but the whole idea of getting out and doing something different than you normally do, I would do it for free with older. I think I do it for free. I want people to get out and enjoy life. It's so short and precious. And, if you are feeling like you don't have the opportunity to see what's outside your four walls, that's a waste of opportunity. And I think it's wonderful that people are recognizing the value of bringing new situations, new opportunities to people of all ages. So, we give it to our preschoolers. Why would we not give it to those of us who are in our 80s or beyond?
One word, 5 letters. Bingo. Bingo. That's why they invented it.
Yawn.
A friend of mine who's an older gentleman and his wife invited my wife and I to bingo on Monday nights. And I'm like, I couldn't even think that I'd want to do anything less impressive than that. But we're going to go. They're friends of ours.
Okay,
so we go.
Good. Excuse my yawn.
And these people, this is like full on bingo. It's not like you played it in elementary school. Some of these ladies got 5, 6 cards in front of them. They come with their little cute purse all dolled up.
Yeah.
Oh, what's in your purse? Daubers. My lucky dauber, and then she got the little lucky, I don't know, ninja doll thing that's there. I mean, these people are downright on it.
It's like dodgeball at the tables, right?
Yes, but what's funny is, not funny, but I'm a bit of a talker. I don't know if you noticed, I like to speak.
Oh, never. Yeah.
So we're sitting there, and I started having a conversation with my friend next to me who invited me to bingo, and we're chatting, and I get yelled at by an old guy. Will you stop? It's bingo. I'm having a hard time hearing. I'm like, it's because you're 85. It's not because I'm talking to him about what the last number was. Bingo is a challenge. I now realize that is exact. And hundreds of these gray hairs are showing up. That's why you have bingo, not clubs.
It gives them social opportunities, and some will find that they prefer their social, or maybe they need more of it and just more variety in what they're doing. So.
I think what we saw is the two-facedness of my favorite person, Heather Dugan, in that I'm judgmental saying they shouldn't be at the club, and your first reaction was bingo is no way, kill me. So you have bingo issues, and you're very judgmental about bingo, and it showed up on this show today.
Okay, can I ask a question? Are you allowed to stand up, or do you have to sit in a chair for 2 hours? That's my problem. I won't sit in a chair for 2 hours for hardly anything unless it's a really good dinner. I can't sit.
It's how the Legion makes their money. You sit, you get a bingo game. Hey, we'll have the next card in 5 minutes. Go buy yourself a beverage, come back.
If we could do bingo with musical chairs at the same time, that would be fun. You sit down at somebody else's card.
You know what? Sometimes it's okay to let your heart just settle down and enjoy the moment, okay?
That's what I read.
Moment.
Yeah.
I don't understand you. You're nothing.
You never will,
catch
Al.
you. I don't think so. And I'm almost running you. Bob didn't just try to run you over on purpose now. Okay, we've got to fly. We're out of time. Heather, love having you on. Thanks for coming.
Talk next time. Bye-bye,
Heather
Al.
Dugan on the Al Travis Show.
Dust from gravel roads and driveways does more than